Fam, it is February 16th, 2022. Yeah, February 16th, 2022. It still feels weird saying it, man. Where's the time going? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. Halfway through the week, rocking and rolling with your boy here in Toronto. Represent. Putting Canada on the map. Canada's putting Canada on the map. A lot of things are happening. Exciting things. Global things. Local things. Let's get into it. Been doing a lot of thinking, been doing a lot of working, trying to keep busy as best as I can. Ask questions, your boy, that's what I do. I put on a show and I ask the questions. I like to come up with a few answers together if we can, if we may. Do a little bit of, it's like a riddle, it's like a puzzle, that's life. And we're all these little pieces just coming together, trying to make sense of it as best as we can. But, you know, it's good to work together. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. That's what I've always said. That's what I've always believed. And always implement that bad boy right there. You know, one of the biggest, I guess, not, you know, I gotta talk about it, get it off my chest. Maybe it's a little bit of a concern for some of you guys or things that you've been thinking about. Who knows? Maybe everything's all gooch, and I'm sure for the most part everything is gooch. And we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get close to the bottom at least. We'll get to the basement of it. Maybe there are layers beneath that basement level, but we're gonna keep digging. And that's what it is, man. Right? You know, I've been reading, I've been listening. It's just a little bit of, you hear a little, if you know, it's a distraction. I know it's a little bit of a noise in the background, but a portion of it does concern me because we're spending a lot of money and energy on this thing. And I don't know if it's the best thing for us to be doing. And I don't know, maybe it is the best thing. What do I know? Maybe it's the best thing. What do you guys think? We'll get into it. Is it right for Canada to fund Ukraine with $620 million worth of loans and $7.8 million worth of weapons so they can maintain their autonomy, right? While in Canada, in Ontario, a court freezes access to Give, Send, Go donations for the Freedom Convoy, where people are trying to maintain their autonomy. A little bit of just, you know, feeling a little bit hypocritical here. Canada, what are we doing? What's our role? What is Canada's role? Both domestically and also, you know, when we're talking about foreign affairs as well. Fun stuff. We're gonna put on a good show and talk about, you know, a little bit of it because it's important to me because it's a ton of money, man. I'm patting myself down every day just to see if I gotta I didn't know we had that much money. I mean, it's not that much, 620 million, but it's still a lot compared to a lot of, you know, global fortunes out there. It's probably nothing, but at the same rate, it's something. And the funny part of it is that we're, you know, that's the thing with Canada. It's a beautiful multicultural nation, people all over the world, and I'm trying to grapple with that myself. Not gonna lie to you guys. What's our role? What's Canada to do here for itself and other nations as well? That's what it is. So when we have so many domestic issues to be concerned with, should we be gathering resources and getting involved in other parts of the world? That's one of my, you know, is everything tip top before we go stretching our arm, stretching our hand. And it's, you know, I bet there's probably a little bit of, you know, I'm sure there's thought behind it, but, you know, we'll try to figure it out. What do you guys think? It feels like little by little you keep reading and you hope for some news to just like evaporate and go off into the distance and do its own little thing. But it feels like the news media outlets love drumming the beats of war and the fear and anxiety. Oh, what's next? We always got to jump from one thing to the next thing. You know, COVID's done and over with. Schmovid, it's over. Go home. Actually, get out. You get out, but like Schmovid. Time to go back home, baby. But is everything in Canada in tip top? You know, we're facing loss of jobs that we gotta recover from. Hella important. High inflation, healthcare system which should be re-examined and potentially beefed up so that doesn't come to the brink of collapse when under pressure, that shit should be the fucking best. If it's not, why are we spending money on a potential war or lack thereof? Even so, that's 620 million, dude. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. I think, right? No. What do you guys think? Do you guys have an extra million or two just laying around? 620 for less than 16. I've did the math, dude. Divide that up to, divide it up by 38 million Canadians, including everybody. That's roughly $16 per person. And you know what? $16 per person. So it's like, it's our tax money, though. That's what you and I pay for it. That's like, and this is what it just gets me a little bit cheesed, because like, what are we doing with our monies, dude? You know? What about our education system? Have we done our best to ensure our public schools and colleges and universities are tip-top? Are our classrooms the best equipped and staffed? Just little teeny tiny concern, because these are the things that, we shouldn't just like, and I understand, Schmovid's over, but how many issues did we see get brought to the spotlight, and like, what are we doing so that we don't, so we beef them up, so we don't, get tossed a curveball and then go into what happened past two. You got to learn from you can't just, it takes time. Time, baby. Timing's everything. What are we doing in our schools, man? I'm gonna go through a bunch of stuff that I've been thinking about. Are we teaching our kids the future of our nation to be loving, caring, thoughtful, questioning, freedom-loving motherfuckers? Or are we raising a generation of pansies whose biggest life struggle is getting affirmation from the world on their favorite in-season pronoun? Because if they don't, they won't even engage with you. They won't even listen or show up or participate, because the entire world doesn't revolve around their perspective. What are we doing? Do these things need focusing on and beefing up? Or are we, just willy-nilly, here's 620 million, 7.8 million worth of weapons? And we're supposed to be this, like, we're peace-loving mother lovers out there, the majority of us. But then again, what are the, what's the political realm doing? What's the role of the major news outlets and platforms? What are you guys engaging in? What are you guys promoting? What are we doing? Are the long-term care homes in tip-top shape, so we don't, have to keep our elderly hostage and treat them like they've got leprosy every time something happens? It's like, oh, can't get near the oldies, but the goodies, because you know what I'm talking about, right? How's our, what's up with the housing market? How's our housing looking? Are homes extremely affordable, easy to obtain for the average Canadian, or are they, built with luxurious materials and, jacked up so that nobody, becomes almost near damn impossible for the average person to be able to purchase a piece of property? So these are the things, some of the things, I'm just gonna go through them. I'm just gonna get it off my chest, because it's like, we can't just, and we'll get into it. There's a lot to discuss. What about our transportation? How are the roads? How are the electrical wires doing? Do we at one point want to opt for underground wiring, baby? Just go seamless. Just go into the future with that shit. It's nice to have wires upstairs, but also, what if you move that shit underground? That's the future. Do we need to invest a lot of money in that stuff? Make it all smooth. What about the shits? What about the shits, dude? What about the shits? How are the sewer systems working? Is everything, is it a smooth running, well-oiled underground conduit for carrying off drainage, water, and waste matter? Or is it a cesspool of fecal matter? Which one is it? And it's hard to read my own handwriting, because it's not the bestest, but what are we doing? Is it tip top? Because if it's not, then, pretty sure it's really good. Pretty sure it's really good, but still, I'm just saying, where are we spending our money on resources and energy? Are we collecting disgusting liquid waste, or is it that, or is that shit running smooth? So we already went over that. How's the shit's running? is everything running on HD? Because if it's not, I don't know about you guys, but I want to see some HD everything. Just is everything HD? Do you walk outside and is everything HD? That's what I want to know. Because if it's not, then what are we doing with that 620, baby? What about tigers? What about damn tigers? Do we see any tigers driving in Lambos in Toronto? If not, why not? If not, why not, dude? I'm tired of seeing tigers dehydrated in the desert run around in Lambos. Dude, do it up here where it's supposed to be done. We got the resources. Trudeau invokes the Emergency Act, you know, wrote a little bit of it, a little bit of a hypothetical. While you're away, a couple of weeks, due to the sniffles, many people across our nation decided that enough is enough, and by peacefully voicing their concerns and the symbolic use of trucks as a means of demonstrating their love of freedom, they've created a cascading effect, reaching and impacting all corners of the world, really inspiring people. People have really become united against tyranny, and so provinces here have decided to drop their mandates. That about sums it up here. How do you think you'll respond? This was something hypothetically asked to the PM, dude. Are you going to take the high road, be a shining example of leadership, hear the peepsies, who once looked at you as a clean-cut, well-rounded young man who made some questionable Halloween costume choices and who also used a children's charity for personal gains at one point? We took all of that and said, you know what? The kid's made some mistakes, all right? Which one of us is perfect? He's made some mistakes, that's all right. But gosh darn it, he said he's cool with the devil's lettuce. He said he's good with the devil's lettuce, so we decided to give him a shot. Will you be rising with the people? Hypothetically asking, you know? Maybe Trudeau said something along these lines. Invoke the Emergencies Act. We must make it look as though we are the ones in control. The people must not know they are powerful, and despite the fact that provinces are dropping their mandates and restrictions, we got to make sure this change is something that the government is involved in. A classic top-down approach. Bring in the Emergencies Act. Hasn't been used since, only been used a couple of times, maybe 3 times at most, you know? During real emergencies, like the World Wars, like real emergencies. But sir, you could just lift the mandates federally and save a lot of time, money, resources. This is like using your super combo move in a video game for no reason. You're just gonna lose juice, and when you're gonna need juice, you won't have any juice left. Does anybody know what I'm talking about when you're playing with your video game and you're on a level and you're just playing with the buttons, pressing a combo and everything, you just go, or like, you know, you start shooting with all the big guns you got for nothing, and then, you know, 2 moves ahead is waiting, like the big boss is waiting down there, and guess what? No, none of the finish it, nothing's finishing, because you did finish it too early. You prematurely finished all the juice, right? We're moving fast today. We're moving fast today because there's a lot, and we'll get to the, you know, that's what it is. Well, hopefully it's just, that's what I hope to see, more conversations, more listening, more chit-chatting, more, you know, stirring up ideas, because we need ideas, and we need, you know, implementation of those ideas. Or else we're just going to keep going down the same old path, and same old path was fun. But let's make sure certain things are kept into this. So where does a buck stop? Dude, I've asked that question many. It stops with us. Where's it going? Where's it been? Who's got it now? We've got it now. You got it now. You got it now. You got it now. I know you do. You know? One of the concerns or like questions or things that I've been kind of like thinking about during this whole period. What's a safe space anymore? You know, who decides on the safe spaces? Where is a safe space? How is space even safe? When is space safe? Is space safe? What's public space versus private space? What's up with space, dude? Isn't it a question we should all be asking? No? Yes? If it's not, dude, we'll just move right on. We'll just cruise down by doing 90 miles an hour. We don't need to pay attention, daddy, mommy. We can just zip on by because we're having a good old time. And yeah, of course we are. We're always having a good time. But you know, it's that old balance. Some old, you know, mystic once said, mixing the fun with the work, and the work becomes the fun. And next thing you know, what are you doing? You're just funning around, aren't you, all day? Aren't you? Funning around. I love what I do. Very privileged. I'm very grateful for what I do and everything that I've got, and that includes you guys, the fam, the gang, the syndicate, the biggest syndicate, the smallest working its way up syndicate. It's a group of men and women with an open heart and open minds. Fucking open, baby. It's open concept, minds and hearts. Not like, you know, way back when there was no open concept, minds and hearts, bro. How lame was that shit? Shit's fucking open concept all day. Open concept everything. You know, when you set out on a mission into space, and that's what basically we're on this little giant ball, little in terms of the entirety of just the mass of the universe, or but tiny, but still very large, holds, what is it, 7.5 billion, almost 8 billion people, dude. So every day, you know, we're on that, we're in space. What's a safe space? Where is a safe space? What's happening to, you know, because these are the things we should be questioning, right? The public schools, our education system, later on into, you know, high schools, universities, colleges, that create the worlds for our younger generations who come out into the world and start adding, subtracting things from the already existing. And we got to be careful what we're adding and subtracting from the ecosystem, baby. It's that butterfly effect. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. You might forget it. It's really easy to forget these days because there's so many things coming at you in every which direction. Where is it coming from? Everywhere, dude. You got to be on top of that shit. That's why, boys, here, right here, I got your back. Maybe you don't have time to necessarily sit down and be like, what should I be paying attention to? Sometimes I pay attention to it, and then we can pay attention to it together. And there's so many other people doing great, amazing things that I need to, you know, I'm fucking appreciative, baby. Your boy's appreciative of other people doing many great things. Because there's so much that I've been learning, but also so much that we need to learn and fucking improve upon. Like no one's ever improved upon it before, dude. Like a bunch of G's, a bunch of ladies and gentlemen, that's it, doing it, you know? That's what I think of that. That's what I think of that. What's up with safe spaces? These are the things that I want to talk about, man. What's up with, you know, what you can say, what you can say. We need to do a lot to maintain these little, you know, little things that are the big things, you know? Because back in the day, it was just like, you're in space. Everybody knew they were in space. There is a risk and benefit of being in space. Risks: you might bump your knee, you might fall, you might trip over. Risk: might get a scratch, you know? Rewards are also out there in space as well. You trip and fall. Guess what happened? You were in a large, you know, department store, and they just mopped the place, didn't put up a sign, you slipped and broke your neck. Guess what? You're cashing in. You're cashing in on that check, baby. Why? There's a lawsuit waiting for you to collect, baby. And what? You could have avoided that whole situation if you just stayed in your bubble, didn't go out, and did whatever you wanted to do inside. But you're that risk taker. You're a gambling lady and man. You take life by the fucking horns and you just ride that bull of life. You know? But it gets tricky, man. I've always been kind of curious about, I'm space curious. Call me space curious, baby. SC. How do we use space? From the smallest little things to the bench outside that's just for you to, just sit on for 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes, who knows, maybe an hour or two if you're on a picnic. How's that bench designed? Is it designed for your comfort and joy? Or does it have a few too many grooves in between so your ass starts hurting and you're like, man, this public space, although it's made for the public, not so public friendly. I'm a private person sitting in a private person sitting on a private person's, it's public, dude, it's public bench. It's a public bench with many grooves. That's what I was trying to say. Got ahead of myself there. There's a lot of P's in there. Public and private. But what is it? Does it arch a little bit, if it's got a back support system, this bench, this hypothetical bench, is it leaning a little bit back so you can lean back, or is it leaning a little bit forward and all of a sudden you're asking yourself, what kind of a bench has a back support that's leaning forward? A bench that doesn't want me to sit there. That's what kind of bench that is. Connect the dots, baby. Connect the dots. Ask questions. Or, I remember being in university where, not that I'm condoning anything, I'm not condoning nothing, dude. This boy condones nothing. Your man condones nothing here. Go out there and get it on your own. Do whatever you like. I'm not supporting anything. I'm not supporting anything. But also, I remember in universities, the time that I was in university, it was a designated area. Not so much designated, it was self-designated by the smokers, where you could go and engage in, a little break, a coffee, and a loose start or something, dude. Congregate with your fellow university pals and gals and dolls and guys. Little by little, it started to get reduced. Now, you have to move here. You can't smoke here. You got to go there. That's one way of, enforcing use of public space. And then again, I'm not condoning anything, but there are pros and cons to everything, Because there's a certain number of people who like to get together, go outside, have a smoke, have a break, chit chat, build community. And nothing's tighter than a community built in smoke, dude. It's got a little bit of mystique. It's got a little bit of just that mysterious allure to it. You walk in a crowd and there's a lot of smoke. You never know what's going to happen. Are we going to learn? Are we going to have fun? Maybe a little bit of both. Who knows? Are we going to laugh? Are we going to, somebody crying? I can't tell because there's a ton of smoke. Good. And it's like the most helpful of crowds, dude. You walk into a smoky area, you walk into a damn cloud sometimes, and you ask for anything. Like, you'd ask for a lighter. Does anybody have a lighter? You don't see anybody. All of a sudden, out the cloud comes like 10 different lighters for you. That's fucking support. That's fucking teamwork. Again, I'm not condoning anything, but I'm just saying, for some, it's good to be in the cloud. Again, I'm not condoning anything, but I'm just saying, what a friendly bunch of people. And you see that getting reduced, and you want to create these, or next thing it leads to, and we've seen circumstances where like classrooms become places where people can't properly, speak their minds, challenge ideas, ask questions. And we start having conversation of things you can say, create these made up protected groups. There shouldn't be any protected group. It should all just end. For the most part, the majority of people believe that and practice that, but it's just like things that we need to, a little bit of it. I'm optimistic because we definitely do see but I think these conversations are still very much essential in terms of getting a little bit of movement. So the pendulum swings a little bit more. And it's good to swing, baby. Swing this way, swing. I'm all about the swinging. You feel me? Of ideas. Swinging ideas, baby. We're idea swingers here, baby. We're like Tarzan, fucking jumping from one idea to the next. Sometimes you want to play, toss an idea. Some ideas you want to toss it and you want it to be received and you want it to be tossed back. Some ideas you want to boomerang that idea. Some ideas you just want to let it go and never see it again. But it's good to talk about ideas. But you limit that by controlling public space and what people say and can't say. For the most part, we got it good, but we still got a lot to work on, and it's essential, baby. It's one of the, because it's contradictory when I hear we're spending again $620 million on some part of the world that again we have. Again, Canada's a very multicultural nation, but I think the majority of Canadians would agree that we should focus on Canada, whatever resource and what are we contributing to, you know? The government officials come and get cheesed and say that, you know, they paint the Freedom Convoy in a very slanderous way, and they come and ask questions as to where the money's coming from. And it's good to ask questions, but it should then also be applied to all aspects of governance equally, not just cherry picking, you know, what's comfortable for what's in accord with your agenda, what's in alignment with your perspectives, you know, because all of a sudden you're ostracizing your own peepsies, meanwhile going out there in the name of, you know, wanting to protect freedom and whatnot, investing in war essentially. Should we be even doing that stuff? Is that, you know, and I don't know, I don't have the answers, but I think it's questions worth asking. Do we just have is this the time right now that Canada can afford to give $620 million worth of loans when 2 years people have just been losing jobs, businesses have been going down under? Again, we are facing high time inflation, baby. It's a high time inflation. Housing market bubbled up. Cryptos bubbled up. NFTs full on. It was always a bubble. It's just a bubble, dude. There's nothing but a bubble in that realm. Stock market, what's up with that? You know, these are the things that we don't every 5-10 years have some sort of a, so that we can start to, you know, it's because these are the things that I think about, because I, deep down inside, even though I'm very optimistic about everything getting back to normsies, we're opening up things, but we can't continue writing this path of just like building things on speculation and hoping little revisions will fix. And like, I don't know what I'm saying. I just think I have a lot of questions, and yeah, when I see a ton of people just, you know, out there in different aspects of life trying to make it better and whatnot, it just, yeah, feels a little bit phony to me when I read articles about, oh, that's been consistent for the past several weeks now. You know, Ukraine this, Russia that, Russia this, Ukraine this, that. Like, it's like, let's focus on Canada. Let's focus on Canada. That's what I think. And again, I don't know anything. What do you guys think? Should we be, you know, dabbling in all different parts of the world when it, you know? Do we start, you know, because if we got the loot, baby, let it go. If we got the loots, let it go. I'll let it go, dude. If we got plenty, so we make sure that we don't have a problem like homelessness, if our indigenous communities are getting clean water, if, you know, mental health concern, if that's all being like, if it's all being maintained at a tip-top level, then let's go dabbling around here, there, everywhere. But I think each nation at this point should be, again, but speaking for myself as a Canadian, I like us to maintain focus on here, build Canada, you know, for what it is, baby, what it is. It's just how I feel. That's what I think. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but, you know, what are our priorities? That's essentially it, dude. low key, I had, despite the fact that I've not even like voted for Trudeau ever, I was legit, dude, very optimistic for the dude and Canada at the same time. Because I'm like, just like many other people, despite the fact not voting for him, I thought, young fella, likes the ganja apparently. What could go wrong? Young fella likes to, I don't know what he likes, but I was hopeful because I'm like, finally, a younger person getting into politics, maybe that'll spruce things up, maybe that'll, rid our, and little by little, right? Change doesn't come overnight. I thought he might be like a different politician or different, or maybe he would do things differently, but it feels like he just got there and resorted to the old school methods of, division, fear, trying to, like, miserably failing at trying to, like, rule with an iron fist, but, like, doing it while he's, running on sniffles and shit. So it's like, that's not you. That's not you. And I don't think that's, and the thing is, it's like, part of me's like, man, I don't know. Just a lot of, because I'd like all of us to be working together, just, everybody like Team Canada, fucking raising the roof. And we got the potential to raise the roof in so many levels we already are. And I'm very hopeful. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is, but I think it's best we all open our ears and eyes and hearts and minds and work together. Have fun, work together, and also, like, don't be pandering to the war machine, essentially. That's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't know. I'm excited because, again, the mandates are being lifted in Ontario. I do want to see, just get rid of everything. The one thing that they still seem not to be mentioning, and again, you can just get rid of all this. Again, look at all the tension and all the resources that we've all been through the past 2 years. We've all had to make so many sacrifices. You could just end this by one clear statement, like, lift it as of March 1st, lift everything, done. It's the easiest, most cost-effective, most rational thing to do at this point, yet it seems to be, nowhere near your agenda or nowhere near your frame of thought. It leaves me a little bit just questioning the quality of leadership that we've got going on in Canada, and I think we can do a hell of a lot of a better job. And that's all I'm going to say about that, baby boy, baby girl. It is Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. I'm drinking this beautiful coffee right here. As per usual, making plans. The wheels are spinning, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been with me for a long time, thank you for the love and support. If you are just joining me today and you're catching the show on Instagram, or you happen to catch it later on when it gets uploaded onto the YouTubes, thank you very much. If you've ever checked out Patreon, if you'd like to check out Patreon and fiscally support your boy, go ahead and do it. Talk about it. It's that secret podcast going on right now. Don't talk about it. That's what it is, baby. Don't talk about it, but this thing is picking up steam each and every week. I think we're getting choked up here in steam, baby. It's getting smoky up in here, baby. That's what it is. But it's good to think about these things, man, instead of trying to, like, because I'm always like, I don't know, just concerned about a lot of things that are fragile. And I think overall we've learned, again, this was a reminder, this 2-year period, I think it's gonna take us some time, man, to get over all of this shit. We've learned that we're really fragile as individuals, as people, and that our institutions are hella fragile, right? So, what are our priorities? You know, what are we doing? I hope to be able to, as soon as things open up, start going and doing my rounds here and there. Ask the more questions. The more you ask, the more clarity you'll gain, is what I'm telling myself, man. I want to go around, hopefully make a few phone calls, visit a couple of places if I can, start seeing what's up, what's happening. Hope that I get a chance to work with people in different areas, whether it's happens to be a comedy club that I happen to find, if it happens to be some other place. But these are the things that, we need to talk about, and because they're kind of related. I know it may seem like it's not related, but it's related, man. Again, things that you can say, things that you can't say. Having protected classes or protected subjects, or when it comes down to, words and sentences, and like being nitpicky with things. And then we've seen a great example of this. Again, this is all, it is, the tide's definitely shifting for sure. I'm very optimistic about it in that sense. But it's going to take a lot of effort from all of us, man. It's going to take a lot of effort from all of us. And I hope to be a little piece of that, I hope to be a little bit of help if I can in my own way. Do my thing. Learn. And I'm learning, baby. I'm learning. This has been a journey. And the sky's the limit. That's all, the sky's the limit. All any of us can do is just come in and try. And that's basically been the mindset. And I like the fact that, I can take my time, and I've said it before, man, this is a slow drip. I'm not in a rush to do anything drastic or jump any, steps or anything. I want to do everything properly, baby, because your boy likes to do things properly. That's what it is. The things that I care for, at least, the things that I am really dedicated to, that's for damn sure. Like, no shortcuts. Going the full route, baby. Full route, no shortcuts. No cutting corners. But then again, you think about it, if you, create a little black hole, next thing you know, we're time traveling. Essentially, we're cutting the biggest corner, aren't we? Aren't we there, fella or lady in the Astra suits? That's the future of, that's what it is. Give everybody the capability to create their own black holes. That's the future of transportation, baby. You want to cut back on emissions and CO2s, get a little drill or a little flashlight. You just wave it around, black hole, dippy dippy. Next thing you know, you're in the Bahamas. Next thing you know, you thought you were going to Bahamas, a little bit of a glitch. You're in Tokyo now. But that's all good, baby. You just create another wormhole and just slide right in. Slide right in. It's Wednesday, halfway through the week. That's where I'm at right now. To be honest with you, I got a lot of thoughts up here, and I try to share as much of it with you guys and dolls as much as I can, and make it, make it a little fun, make it a little bit, interesting if I can. That's what it is, man. But at the end of it, I hope for it to be, again, I hope for it to expand and be inclusive of other people. Like, just whoever wants to, you want to jump on the ride, let's go for a ride. You want to come along for a few stops, that's cool. You want to go all the way, that's cool too, baby. Let's go all the way. The boy's here all the way to the end of it. That's basically it. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to be learning and growing, tickling y'all's membranes from afar and near. That's the dream. Chasing that bad boy down the street. We're chasing. Dream chaser, this guy. Who's a dream chaser? This guy. And that gal. And that other guy out there. They're all dream chasers. I believe it. I see it every day. Whatever you're doing, whether it's sports, whether it's fixing a damn car, building a car, working on water. You're that water expert. You're working on water. What's there to work on? It's only an H2 and an L. Well, it's just, sure, to the naked eye, but look deeper. What's inside the water? Who knows, man? But you're that water lady or dude. You're working on it. You're working in a chemical factory. You love fumes, dude. You got a big, old. You're working with pipes and there fumes coming, and you're just stirring that pot of fumes, baby. You're that master fumigator. There are people that work with animals, that work for animals. Animals hire them. I've seen it, dude. There's a legit koala sitting in a 3-piece suit. He's got his feet on the best office table desk you could imagine, and he's smoking a cigar. That little koala. He's made millions. He's lost millions, and you work for that damn koala. Trying to maintain be on his good side, because if he loses it, holy. But there are people that work with animals. There are people that work for animals. There are people who love animals. There are people who love animals too much. There's always that too, and you've seen it. Maybe some of you. I don't recommend it, but you've seen it, or at least you've heard of it. You've not? Okay, good. Then don't go exploring in spaces. Again, what's a safe space? What's not a safe space? I don't know, but it's good to ask questions, man. Some of you guys out there are working with food, man. Some of you guys are working with food. Some of you guys are working in food. You're in food. You're in the food business. You're making that, again, you're making stew. You're making a soup. And you got this big old pot, and you're sitting in that pot. And you're just slicing away and, dicing little carrots, little onions. Just put them in the pot. Stir it while you're in the pot. Added flavor. Some of you guys are, trying to advance yourselves and your industry. Maybe you're into hens and chickens and eggs, and you're trying to take it to the next level. How do I make my own organic egg? There it is. You make your own eggs. Another egg. You spend so much time. You're the chicken whisperer, baby. Chickens learn the trade from you. You get every year you get a new recruit, a bunch of chicken recruits who've seen it, who want to live the dream, who've seen the greats come before them and go after them, who've come and sat and laid on hay, I'm assuming, and really concentrated and got zen with it. They got zen with it and they started to lay some eggs. Next thing you know, you're zenning out, laying eggs. Next thing you know, what's happening? You're giving away brochures, pamphlets. There's a classroom. You've moved out to, West Coast. You're opening up a studio. Oh, eggs. What's your secret? How do you do it? How do you do it? Maybe you're a gymnast. Maybe you've decided to take your gymnastics to the Olympics, but then after you realize, man, these special set of skills only last a little while. Better make good use of it by going into the underground. And I'm not talking about necessarily, going amongst the mole people, although you'd be suited for the, again, the tubing and the tight areas. If you're a gymnast, consider it, dog. I'm just saying. There's only 4 Ninja Turtles, but there's probably way more gymnasts. It's just fit and tightly, it's tight knit, but you'll fit in there. But get out of the sewer system, man. What I was trying to say is that you've decided that you're going to utilize those skills in the other market, whatever market. I'm not going to put anything on it. It's just the other market. There's a regular market, and then there's the other market. All right? All right? You're in the other market. Somebody wants an extra flexible, gentleman standing at 5'2", happens to be really good with moving around lasers and shit. Just you're that wiggling, wobbling laser, because there is a need for it. Not every day, but that's what it is. A little niche. You found your niche, dude. I just gave it to you. Go out there. If you're in the Olympics, that's the next thing, dude. If you're flipping and somersaulting and handstanding and lasers, what are you doing with your life? That's where you should be going. Moving between, dude. If I was, I'd just be. Oh my God, maybe that's what it is. You heard that? You heard the cracks, dude. I'm not a gymnast. I could play one on the TV, dude. Fucking the most flexible gymnast. Just handstand and all foot stand, dude. I'll do the foot stand, bro. Foot stand on 2 feet. I'll go pelican on your ass. 1 foot. Just all over the place. So there's all these like museums in all over the world, man. Doesn't it just, it's literally, all you need is, again, we talked about a little bit of it briefly last episode about the spandex, dude. All you need is legit just the black spandex suit, ski mask. Next thing you know, you're just around the lasers, dude. You're so flexible. How long have you been flexible for? Fuck. Wish I was that flexible, man. Matter of fact, if you are that flexible and you're not utilizing lasers in your life, you're just pissing on talent there. Just letting it all go to waste, not incorporating lasers into your life. When I see people sometimes, and I don't spend too much time, but you've all seen it. We've all seen it. If you live in this time period, you've seen it. You see the people on the lines, whether it's the YouTubes or the Instagrams or whatever. Everybody's just like, the move is like they're on their neck. They're just on their like neck, and their feet are like in positions they're not supposed to, like not non-human positions. They look like a fucking swan. She's shooting a fucking bow and arrow with her feet. How? I could only, I could pick up my socks with my feet. I could, I tend to pick things up with my feet. That's as far as I can, like if I drop something and I could, if I'm not wearing socks, picking it up with my feet. A fork, feet, picking it up, spoon, food, remote control is too far, feet, That's as far as I can stretch those boundaries. But you see somebody just, somebody built an igloo just like they're on their forearms, right? They're on their front, they're doing this, it's called a scorpion. They're doing the scorpion, just like filling up buckets with their feet and just stacking it up on top, doing the scorpion, dude. Why use my hands when I can use my feet? Incorporate more lasers, dude. If you're doing that, if you're doing the Scorpio Swan, if you're on your hands and your feet are there, over under you, dangling over, I don't even know how to explain it. How do you even, they're going backwards. They're the most backwards humans out there. Roaming around amongst us like regular civilians with regular rights. Regular freedoms, roaming amongst us. And that's the thing, you're sitting there, you think you know a person. You're sitting there, you think you know a person. You've gone to you've attended a few classes with her. You've gone to a few conferences with him. I don't know who it is, but it's amongst us. And they look exactly like us. Who are these fucking aliens pretending to be humans, dude? These are the fucking aliens, dog. They're like, oh man, it's right here, it's right here, it's happening now. They're bending and folding and putting themselves in suitcases and crawling out of drawers and coming out of the world. I'm gonna put a, oh, it's Thanksgiving, let me put a turkey in the, oh my god, it's coming out the fucking oven. It's a contortionist. Holy shit. How'd you get in there? I've been in there. You guys don't clean your oven. Oh, get in there. Do it. Incorporate all your capabilities is all I'm trying to say. Be wild with it, but also like question things. Because I'm down with it, dude. If everybody accepts them, if we all say they're human, then they're human. I don't mind. I don't mind. Give them the rights. They've got the rights. Keep the rights. I love the rights. Keep the rights, dude. Give it to them. They've got it. All right. Good. That's what I want to see. More of that. But we need to have discussions of like, what can you do? Where can you go? Can you sit on this bench, on this public-private bench as a public-private citizen? Or is this bench, you know, is it incline or decline? What are we doing with the bench, dude? Maybe you're a soap expert. Maybe you're a soap expert. You've been generationally, you're in you brought it over. You and your family in maybe, I don't know, Egypt or Yemen used to run a soap factory and you hand make soap and you get here or over there, or you're still in Egypt or Yemen, I don't know. You're doing it OG style, just, you know, making soap. The original Mr. Bubbles, dude, it's been running in your family for 500 years. Grandpa to son to daughter to son, daughters, sons, the regular sequence of, you know, families passing on things through sons and daughters, generationally speaking. And now you're it, baby. It's your time. It's your time to shine. Literally, because like you can't help not to shine. You are the soap master. Open your damn, you know, you're that soap master. You open your house door, you enter your door, and you open it. Before you open it, it's just foam coming. It's festive, isn't it? It's always like a, you know, always feels like a damn EDM concert, or like, it feels like a rave, dude. To be around you, it feels like a rave. Thank you, soap master. Always just, you know, again, incorporate lasers because you already got the foam, man. I'm telling you guys, future is fucking lasers, dog. I'm gonna do everything with lasers. We need more of it. Getting emotional thinking about this shit. Fucking lasers are so good. Beautiful. Shiny lights. But don't get distracted is what I'm trying to say, okay? Don't get distracted about the nonsense and the willy-nilly spending. I mean, ask questions. If we've got the monies, splurge, daddy, splurge, mommy. But if we've got to, you know, just, if everybody's had to just, you know, tighten up those belt buckles a little bit extra for the past couple of years, and they've pulled up the socks, and the socks have been pulled all the way, fucking suffocating here, from the fucking socks up. Pull up the bootstraps. The boot is over the head. You became the boot. You pulled so hard. But hey, man, look at you. 2 years ago, you didn't even think you'd gonna become a boot. But look at you now, you beautiful fucking boot butterfly. Magnificent bastard. Look at him go. Love you guys. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Stay silly with it. Peace.